Hello, welcome aboard the Lost Madagascar Express. If we could ask, whilst the train is in motion, if we could keep arms and legs inside the carriages for me, and if we could remain seated at all times. So we are heading off on a bit of an adventure. We're heading towards our walk through the Nemo enclosure, which is modelled on the island of Madagascar. Now, Madagascar is an island off the east coast of Africa. Many of the animals and plants which live there are quite unique to the island. That includes the lemurs. Now, there's just over 100 different species of them out there, all different shapes and sizes, but sadly all endangered. Now, that's mainly due to habitat destruction. If you take rainforest as an example, around about 90% of that's either been chopped down or burnt down. And then there is the ongoing issue of them being hunted and eaten as bushmeat, even though they are supposed to be protected. Now, in the walk-through enclosure today, you have 11 ring-tailed lemurs, 2 red-bellied lemurs, 2 crowned lemurs. They are all completely free roaming, so I do need to ask you not to take food or drink in with you. And most importantly, as they are wild animals, if they do approach you, I know it is very tempting, but please do not try to touch or stroke the lemurs. It's really not very good for them. Now, as we go round the corner here, on the right-hand side, you have our European grey wolves. Now, there are 3 of the girls in the enclosure, 3 sisters. They're just about 2.5 years old. As you can see, they've got a lovely thick fur coat, nice and warm and dry. And they will sleep outside tonight, but then they sleep outside pretty much every night. They very rarely go to their indoor quarters. But you will notice they're not exactly grey. Now, grey wolves can be pretty much any colour you would expect your average domestic dog to be, which is not a huge surprise really when you consider these are the dogs that were first domesticated some 30,000 years or so ago in ancient China. And they are the origins of all our domestic breeds, or 350 to 400 or so. Now, out there in the wild, they'll be looking for things like reindeer, red deer, elk, wild boar. If they can't find meat, they will eat fruit, nuts and berries, although it's not really their first choice. Their stronghold is northern Germany and just across the border into Poland, and there's about 12,000 of them out there at the moment, according to Biosphere, who are working there with them. Now, coming up next on the right hand side, 3 enclosures devoted to African painted dogs or painted hunting dogs. We have a small pack of 3, and in the wild they live and hunt as family groups. When it comes to hunting, these dogs are super predators. They're very fast and they're very organised. So by fast, I mean they can get up to speeds of 55 kilometres an hour. Organised, a pack can bring down things like wildebeest, zebra and antelope. And about 80% of the time when they're hunting, that is exactly what happens. On the left-hand side, black and white rock lemurs are one of the larger lemur species. They live up in the rainforests of Madagascar. So as we go underneath the boardwalks then, if we look up into the trees and the climbing frames, you may well see the binturong or the bear cats there. Now, they spend about 95% of their lives up in the treetop canopies. They very rarely go down to the ground. On the ground though, you might see the little Asian short-clawed otters. They're often running around, particularly in that central area, and they seem to like the slightly cooler weather. So we're just going to pull up alongside our walk through lemur enclosure, and we're going to have 5 minutes or so to go in, explore, hopefully get close to some lemurs. After 5 minutes, I'll open the gates so that you can either return to the road train, or alternatively, there's an exit out towards the lines and the gates. So as we come to a halt, if you'd like to exit the side you got into the train from, head to the back. I'll get you into the... Oh, well, unfortunately I couldn't see the lemurs on that occasion, and that's probably, as the temperature has dropped, they've probably gone for somewhere warmer. They're obviously all captive bred, but they're certainly not designed for this country. On the left hand side, looking to see if the ring-tailed lemurs are out over there. There is a breeding group, 9 adults, an adult male, 8 females, and 4 youngsters over there, so it's been a very good year for them. Again, you can't see them, I'm afraid. I think they probably voted with their feet. As we pull away on the right hand side, a little bit hardier than the lemurs, you have our gelada baboons over there. There's 3 youngsters in there, so it's been a good year for them. And they're an example of the last remaining grazing primate left on Earth. To see them in the wild, you'd need to head up into the mountains of Ethiopia. That's their last remaining stronghold there. The big hairy one in the back corner there, that's Bruno. He's the dominant male. He's also dad. And if he looks up, as you might see that big bare patch on his chest, that's where they get the nickname of the bleeding heart baboon from. Now they can also be very vocal. There are many anthropologists who tell you the noises they make, how they think early humans might have sounded. So we're just going to make a very brief pause. The other train is in front of us, just going to let it go past, and once it's done that, I'll get us heading down the track again. So as we pull away, on the right hand side, at the top end of the lake, there's a flock of Chilean flamingos. Now there are 37 of the birds out there, and it's generally said you need at least 35 of those to get them to breed, so fingers crossed we have enough. We've got some mirrors out there as well, that'll make the flock think it's a little bit larger than it really is, and that should encourage them in the right direction. Now when flamingos hatch, their chicks are grey, they go that lovely pink colour. As they get a little bit older, they start to eat lots of shrimps and crustaceans, and they contain the chemical canthaxanthin. As that builds up, the feathers go pink. Now we have canthaxanthin in the food that we use here at the zoo for the flamingos. It's also added to some foods that you and I might eat. Some processed meat products like sausages sometimes have it added to them just to make them look a little bit more appetising apparently. Now in the wild, these birds are suffering a major population crash. They're being seriously overhunted for meat. They're also having far too many of their eggs harvested. Whole flocks, or flamboyances as they like to call them, are being wiped out in just a couple of seasons. Now as you travel around the zoo today, I'm sure you'll pick up on the fact that we do collections for a number of different charities throughout the world, all under the umbrella organisation of Action for the Wild. This was set up in 2004, and since then we've been able to collect and donate thousands of pounds to these projects. If you'd like to see where that money goes to and what those projects are, there's a really nice display area at the bottom end of the Komodo Dragon section. Lots of photos, lots of maps. Also information about the nature reserve that we've set up in South Africa. Now it's grown to be about 12,000 acres, so we're working very hard with the local community to re-establish all the animals you'd expect to find on such a reserve. Now if you feel you'd like to support the zoo with that ongoing conservation and charity work, I'll be at the front of the train when we get into the station with a collection pot. Any small change or odd copper coins you care to donate would be very gratefully received. Every single penny goes directly to Action for the Wild. So we're just heading over towards the aardvarks. Aardvarks are essentially a nocturnal animal, and probably your best chance of seeing them just at the moment is going to be to head up a tunnel towards their sleeping quarters. Now we are very proud of the fact that Colchester Zoo was one of the first zoos in the UK to get aardvarks to breed in captivity. Since then we've had 11 youngsters born here, the most recent of which is Esty, who's in the enclosure at the moment. Now when aardvarks go out at night, they're looking for food. Their favourite food is termites, and they can eat 50,000 or so of those a night, which is a little bit difficult to find here in Essex. So we buy in a termite porridge, we feed them that along with lots of soft fruits. We also use the termite porridge for the giant anteaters. So we're just going to head down into the station. If I could ask you to remain seated until the train comes to a complete halt. Do please remember to take bags and personal belongings with you as you exit the train. And if I could ask you to exit on the side of the train you're going to it for me. Now I hope you've enjoyed your journey with us this afternoon, and the road train is going to run through till 4 o'clock should anyone fancy another trip. But whatever you choose to do, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day at Colchester Zoo. And welcome back to Colchester Zoo Central Station.